How's it going, ladies and Bruce? I'm Bob Sixkilla and welcome back to Sound of Drop. The aquarium is falling apart. The second world is coming to an end. And I think Sayo just wants to make her father fuck off now at this point because he is not in the right mind, you know? Not at all. Although it didn't seem like maybe he was when he was alive either, but be that as it may, let's continue. I wonder if the true intention behind the director trying to drag Sayu in was in order to deceive all of us, to throw Marty and I off guard, then swallow us up. Sayu and I were able to avoid this fate in the end, but we needed Marty. Taking Marty was the equivalent of taking in the last of the aquarium's power. He deceived Sayu and is trying to use Marty. Whether as a human or not, I feel this is something unforgivable. We have no choice but to pursue him. This time, I have to save Marty. Before that, Sayu I spotted a shadow, lying face down against a tank on the opposite side of the room. The impact apparently caused her to crash into the tank. The acrylic side of the aquarium is smeared with blood. Sayu. There is no response. As I try to gently sit her up, I see that her forehead is split open, and a large amount of blood is flowing out. It seems as if the spot where she was beaten by Saginu Moraika was opened up and gotten much worse. I have to stop the bleeding, even just a little. I remember what Kenji-san did with his hands and press on Sayu's head with a handkerchief. In the blink of an eye, the light blue handkerchief was dyed red, the viscous blood sticking to my own fingers. The vividly red colour, blood, is proof that Sayu was alive. I feel no objection to or fear of the blood. The intensity of the blood is decreasing. This is Sayu's, and any person's ability to keep on living. It feels like I'm seeing a miracle. Her heart is beating. She's breathing. Still, I can't be completely relieved just yet. Just like last time. It's no shallow wound, and there's a chance that the impact may have injured her in other places as well. I have to get to a hospital as soon as possible. I have no time for doubt. Even though the exit is near, if I move Sayu, I may not be able to go after Marty. Having made it this far, why? Here we go. It seems I'll have to make a choice once more. Time to save. I guess the obvious choice is to... I feel like if I want to get the good ending, or the proper ending, I'll have to go save Marty. Because that means continuing to engage with this realm. Whereas if we save Sayu, that means picking her up and walking her out of the room, I presume. So let's get the bad ending first, shall we? Seeing we got a whole episode to fill up. Is that really okay? I see. Alright, well, that means I'm decisively choosing the bad ending. I will save Sayu. I stand up in sync with my decision. Up to this point, many things have happened. I made a promise with Himeno and came back here again. I was able to come closer with Sayu. I was able to part with both Saginu Moraika and Kenji-san. I overcome numerous hardships. On the other hand, I came to know my own smallness as a human being. One person alone is relatively powerless. One person alone is essentially dead. That's exactly why I made this decision. To choose one thing, to not choose the other. Himeno denied this, but I understand it once more. I cannot accept what the director said. But we are all minuscule individuals after all. Wanting everything, wanting anything and everything, this is what we call desire, but fumbling around carelessly just to fulfill it will not yield success. Just one strong will. I'm sure that there is just one thing that I'm clinging to. Is it okay? I hear a voice. It's fine, Himeno. Is it okay? It's fine, Sayu. Is it okay? It's fine, Marty. Is it okay? It's fine, myself. Really? It's already been decided. Twice. Is that your answer? He who chases two hares catches neither. Isn't that how it goes? So it's fine. Me. Well, what's that? Huh? Behind me, a large black shadow. A whale? That's right, this is the shape of your doubt. Before I know it, my vision has dyed violet. You should already understand by now. That no matter which you choose, you won't be forgiven. That's not true at all. You rejected yourself. You negated everything you've done up till now. But I had no choice but to choose. The whale is gradually taking form and finally emerges as one cluster. The whale becomes large enough to cover the whole room, seeming like a cumulonimbus cloud. Cumulonimbus. You shouldn't lie to yourself. It's painful making this confession. I shouldn't have a doubt. I shouldn't have to choose. If you're in pain, then hurry and get swallowed up. The whale, with its large mouth open, chases after me. Before long, the violet world is cut off. I realize it, within this eternal cloudiness. As soon as I give up on either of them, my heart will break. Bad end? Yep. Forever cloudy too. Okay, so we get that one another way. Good to know. Alright, let's get back into it. I knew that was going to be the bad end anyway. It was pretty obvious. But, you know, I would like to go through and get all the bad ends at some point. Not on the channel, of course, because that would be kind of boring. Just get the main ones on the channel, you know. But I might go through and get all the other bad endings on my own. Just so I can say I've done that, you know. As you do. When you're a semi-completionist. Go save Marty. Go save Marty. I will save Marty. I stand up in sync with my decision. Up to this point, many things have happened. I made a promise to Himeno and came back here again. I was able to come closer with Sayo. I was able to part with both Saikinu Muraiko and Kenji-san. I overcame numerous hardships. On the other hand, I came to know my own smallness as a human being. One person alone is relatively powerless. One person alone is essentially dead. That's exactly why I made this decision. To choose one thing, to not choose the other. Himeno denied this, but I understand it once more. I cannot accept what the director said. Well, we're all minuscule individuals after all. Wanting everything, wanting anything and everything, this is what we call desire, but fumbling around carelessly just to fulfill it will not yield success. Just one strong will. I'm sure that's the one thing I'm clinging to. Is it okay? I hear a voice. It's fine, Himeno. Is it okay? It's fine, Sayo. Is it? We done this. It's fine, Marty. It's fine myself. Yeah. So, are we getting the same bad ending then? He chases two hares, catches neither. The big whale comes. Oh my god, are we gonna die? Yes. What? What did I fuck up? Oh no. I need to go back over some of my old choices and see if I can fix this. I'll be back. Okay, I figured it out. Well, when I say I figured it out, I mean I looked it up. So apparently I have to save Marty and then change my mind and save Sayo. Or maybe it's just saying, I'm going to save Marty and I'm going to save Sayo. That's not how I would have taken it. I would have taken it as a, go save Marty. Actually, no. Fuck Marty. I'm going to save Sayo. But no, apparently it's one and the other. So let's do that. Marty, Sayo. I shouldn't have time for doubt. No matter what, I can't choose either one. In this case, I can take Sayo back, call an ambulance, and quickly return to save Marty. This is the only way. I'll do it. I will. I came this far. If I don't give it my all, then what am I doing? Jeez, Mayu. It's because you're still putting everything on yourself. Huh? Searching for the voice's owner, my eyes grow large. An unexpected person has appeared before my eyes. Himeno, why are you here? I guess I couldn't sit around and wait either, just like you said. I tried coming in through the entrance. I said, please let me in. I forgot something inside and the security guard made a fuss, then let me through. I probably disappeared partway through the gate, but I'm sure I can come up with some excuse for that later. Making a fuss? Well, you caused some trouble, right? Well, it is what it is. I lost my obstinance from watching you. By the way, what's going on here? With all those big holes, this place has gotten dangerous. This place is coming to an end. Moreover, how are you feeling? A little fuzzy, like I'm fading into my exhaustion. But I'm aware that I'm not myself, which probably means the medicine is working. I wanted to come here and support you. Himeno smiles with a hee, and circles under her eyes tell me that she's not recovered, but I don't intend to refuse her outright. The liberation of the grudge that coordinated the red Manten Aquarium, and by way of Marty's power, that will also lead to the undoing of the curse that has leapt into the outside world as well. Just as Himeno says, it's probably just the effects of the medicine. However, I believe that Marty has led us here. At this moment, her being here, no matter how strong my heart is, I can't put it into words. I control the urge to embrace her for now and look into her eyes as I say, take this girl and go back to the real world. If you call an ambulance right away, I'm sure she'll be saved. I see. This is the girl you tried to save. Her injuries are terrible. Himeno seems to have finally noticed the girl lying on the ground. Seeing that striking red colour, Himeno's pupils seem to contract. Even for Himeno, her focus seems to be wavering. It's a little bit convenient that Himeno shows up just as we need someone to take this girl back to get her saved, don't you think? Just saying. Anyway, but at this point, Himeno is the only one I can rely on. I'm kind of glad that the person I'm counting on is in the end is her. I'll explain. After we get home, I'm gonna rescue Marty. Marty-chan is your little sister, right? By going to save her, I still haven't explained anything. It's not unthinkable that Himeno would be confused. However, I don't have time to explain it from the start. I look Himeno straight in the eye. Trust me and wait for me. I'll definitely come back. I squeeze Himeno's hand and say this. Along with his wish, I entrust you with my feelings. That is my intention. Just like when we were in the taxi, I expect to receive various objections. Himeno leaves only enough time to blink, then responds, I understand. This is something only you can do. When you come back, let's eat ice cream together. Cookies and cream. I'll have a double order. Looking at Sayo's watch, it's getting close to midnight. This is when I'm usually asleep, but in these circumstances, I'm not the least bit sleepy. There's no time, and it's not just the time limit before the destruction of Manten Aquarium, but the end of the night of the full moon as well. Mayu, I believe in you. Himeno, carrying Sayo on her back, stands up. When she extends her legs, she wobbles and stumbles, but straightens up her back with some confidence in her stability. Sayo has the same build as I do, so it should be no problem for Himeno to carry her. Don't overdo it, Himeno. Your health is most important. What are you saying? I will do this, even if it's to the point of ridiculousness, because you entrusted me with this. Anyway, that should have been my line. When Himeno takes a step, I hear the sound of something falling. It's the keychain, the one with the jellyfish drop attached. The same one as I dropped. It seems to have fallen out of Sayo's pocket. Why? Sayo should have had the starfish. She should have had Marty's keychain. So it was this girl then. I just realized it, when she bumped into you. This girl was the one who dropped the keychain. At that time you must have gotten them switched up. It was something important to you, right, mate? You carry it like a charm. No. I put the keychain inside Himeno's pocket. Mayu? It's your charm of protection, Himeno. When Sayu wakes up, give it back to her. I'm sure she just missed the chance to return it. But I want to wait until I hear that from Sayu herself. Okay, roger. Be careful. Right. Our exchange ends here. If possible, I want to talk with her more. If possible, I want us to go together. Even so, I will grant my wish. Marty tried to do that for me. Not so I can part with the past. Not so I can part with Marty. So that in the distant future, I can surely see her again with a smile. Here we go. This world really is going to end. No matter which way I look at it, it's a world full of holes. The black erosion continues, the blue particles filling my vision even more than before. I can sense them against my body, and I'm sure I have less than 15 minutes. This isn't the time limit of when the world will completely disappear, but rather how long I have left to get back, going the way I came. I have no more time to spend with Marty. However, I will rescue Marty, even if I only have a second. In the end, if I just see Marty's happy smile, I won't regret anything else. But where in the world has she been taken to? Marty, answer me! I lace my hands together in front of my chest and pray. I don't even consider the idea that probably won't get through. I believe. Because Marty is connected to this aquarium no matter how I look at it. It doesn't seem strange. Sister? Marty? Big sister! I got it, wait for me. I heard it, Marty's voice. Like an angelfish. Immediately after, a small glowing fish appears before me. Its transparency isn't from its natural state, but likely from it taking form from the aquarium's attempt to preserve itself. It is a form similar to the tropical fish known as the angelfish. It has no striped pattern, and the light emitting from its body isn't just light blue like Marty's, but has some gold mixed in. Its triangular body is wavering as if it's trying to signal me. I run, following that form. As the angelfish wiggles along, it swims forward through the air. I realize after a bit that it's to avoid the holes in the floor. I can trust in this little one, can't I? I increase my speed further. Once we arrive at the staff passageway, the fish stops. It begins swimming in circles there, and I understand what it's trying to tell me. She's here, isn't she? A ladder has been prepared against the wall. The tunnel tank should be side by side with this passageway. In other words, if I climb this ladder, I should reach the top part of the tunnel tank. It's a place for doing maintenance on the tank and giving the fish food. And the place where Sagino Moraiko was pushed around by Kenji-san, and where Marty drowned to death. You chose this place on purpose, didn't you, Director? I take a small breath and place one hand on the ladder. The angelfish follows along as if pursuing me. As I climb up the tunnel tank, I instantly feel as if the space is increased. But that as it may be, be that as it may, the scaffolding is still the only bridge connecting one side to the other. The floor space seems wider than the ceiling, likely larger than an entire 3 stories. The deep water is insignificant compared to the places that have disappeared into the darkness. The director is standing at the other side of the scaffolding. At his side, he holds Marty. Please let Marty go. He's holding Marty's neck between his arms. He can touch Marty. In other words, the director is already... We knew that. We are already becoming an existence greater than some mere grudge. But I took on this temporary form in order to explain the situation to you. The director has seized Marty. She seems to be in pain, trying to resist him by pulling away his hands. However, her voice won't come out. It's as if her throat has been compressed, and all she can do is kick her legs as she writhes about. Wasn't it Marty's power that liberated the aquarium? And now the situation has changed, so your power has exceeded Marty's? There is no need for you to know. At this point, I will give you a warning. He ignores my question and continues. The water's surface is calm. I do not see the whale. Still, I am vigilant to the possibility that it could suddenly appear as I lend him an ear. Go back immediately. As long as I have this girl, your sister, within my control, there is no need for you to die. There is no changing it. This world will disappear. I recommend that you return while there's still a path. What's going on all of a sudden? Earlier you said it would swallow everything. The circumstances have changed. This is probably the second time I've said this. It wasn't you, but Sagino Muraiko who said it. At that time, Sagino Muraiko was also a part of the aquarium. She did something stupid by vanishing in order to return to her individual self. The director continues in an uninterested tone. His inflection has decreased even further compared to when he was talking to Sayu. When you received a present from someone, you are happy. When you are hurt, you suffer. When someone you love dies, you cry. When a child is born, you feel blessed. These are all emotions humans know, without having to be taught, but there is a step above instinct, as a truth of psychology. That's a general concept. This girl is a pure existence, close to the limits of nothingness. I wonder if you understand. She wants you all to be happy. It's hard to believe, but the desire is equal to a general concept. You all likely don't realize it, but this girl is already in the process of changing into her desire. That means she's being sublimated into a metaphysical existence. Don't say this girl, she has a name, Marty. Moreover, whatever her desire, it is Marty's wish. I say this as I glare at him. It's enough wordplay. Anyway, this transformation into a concept means that she will lose her individuality. The reason I was able to seize this girl is because she has sustained her individuality. However, combining with this highly pure aquarium is what I'm doing at the moment. It's due to her lingering attachments from her bond with you that she cannot be completely sublimated. After I finish dyeing the seed of a new idea that this girl created with the grudge that keeps this world in order, I will have it blossom according to my liking. That was my plan long ago. In the event you didn't go back, I would finish swallowing up this space along with you. If you went back, you would be saved. Either way, the outcome doesn't change. The girl probably wishes for you to be saved. I suggest you return to the human world. As the director says this, Marty stops resisting. This tells me that the man is not mistaken. If I go back the way I came, I will be saved. This is Marty's wordless message. Then Marty, of course you'll be swallowed up by the mysterious darkness, and will be unable to go to heaven. I don't know if there's a heaven, as that in itself might be a conceptual issue, but my desire is for Marty to go, laughing. Well then, you must choose. It is already decided. There's no other way about it. I will save Marty. Almost at the same time as I intend to thrust my resolve at the director. It's the whale. The whale takes form above the director's head, different from before. The shape is clear enough to know that it's a whale. Once I'm consumed, this world will vanish within 5 minutes. That is your time extension. The whale swims elegantly through the room, tank and all. Despite the fact that the whale has once again taken on the form of a cloud, it stirs up the water and, as if a bucket were turned over from above my head, I am soaked with water. And just like that, the whale swallows up Marty and Sakuragi Isao in a straight line. Marty? It's something I do almost on instinct. I charge across the bridge above the upper part of the tank and leap into the whale's mouth. The angelfish that has followed me heads into the whale's mouth as well, seeming to swim with all its might. It's not as if I have a plan. Still, the fact that I have this fish with me means that Marty wasn't completely swallowed up. He said that her bond with me is what's keeping her from completely purifying the aquarium, but on the other hand, Maybe it's protecting her from becoming one with the director. Moreover, when Sayo created the whale, it swallowed me. But it was a phenomenon completely different from being eaten. Just as he said, the whale is probably just one general concept from the assembled body of the grudge. It can't just be destroyed. Sayo herself said that it was the same whale. More than anything, if she didn't have an idea, Marty wouldn't have led me here. Jeez, big sis, you always do stupid stuff. My vision is a faint world of light. If I had to describe it, I'd say I'm deep within the water, far away from the sun. In order to test that, I reached my hands toward the voice. Because you believed in me. Then I can't say bye-bye with my heart at ease. Yeah, that's why I need you to lend me your strength a little longer. Leave it to me. But the only one who can tell you the truth is this lady. So look sharp. The angelfish at my side floats up, disappearing into the light. Having become particles of ultramarine light, the angelfish's remains become one with the light. The light swells even further, completely filling my vision. Within that, a faint image appears. It's the voice of a shocked Sagino Moraiko. She's looking over some sort of document. I've never committed embezzlement nor anything of the sort. Seated on the antique furniture, Sakuragi Isao peers emotionlessly. Fuck, I need more coffee. Right. Emotionlessly at her flustered state. Even if you try to squeeze me out of this company, the employees will no longer trust you. Quite the opposite. After that, I cannot hear what Sagino Moraiko is saying. The image has already begun to disappear. Sakuragi Isao continues to sit there, his expression unchanging. Within his eyes, he is trying to stifle his anxiety. Whether Marty is showing me this, or I'm merely able to see it, is not clear. However, at the same time that this is the final action of Sagino Moraiko, it is a moment Sakuragi Isao can never return to. When the image disappears this time, I am swallowed by a whirlpool. I do not resist, but rather give in to it. When I come to, I'm standing in the jellyfish booth. My body and clothes are just the same, and there is a mistiness to the edge of my vision. There is no erosion or signs of bugs eating away at the aquarium, so I realize quickly that this is a scene Marty has created. How ironic. Why did she choose this place? Sakuragi Isao is also here. He looks to the sky to ask his question, but no reply comes. This place was constructed after my death, and is a place detached from my ideal. For Manten Aquarium, you could say it's the one place that has no connection to me. Sometimes as he talks, the director's body sways. I think that he is, perhaps looking at me. I am once again in a similar situation to before. By limiting my location, you intend to oppose me then. However, we no longer have the time to waste. The director is definitely not looking at me. So I decided to take a step in his direction. You are a human. That's right. You couldn't get away. Still, there is nothing to worry about. You're merely heading for your demise. You're merely trembling before your own sins. The one meeting with you is merely one part of me. The majority of me is still continuing the erosion. Soon, I shall conquer that girl. You were scared, weren't you? You were made to believe, even if I die, nothing is impossible. That's why you chose to hate, to throw away your humanity, and to evade their reproachful eyes. You're already losing your form. You understand what that means, don't you? Unrelated to your will, there is nothing for you to do but become part of the larger flow of wills. You're trying to run away, as if nothing ever happened. Even now, that basis hasn't changed. That's why you can't run away from the fact that you're a human. There is no difference between the directive, known as Sakuragi Isao, and us. Silence! In contrast to his emotionlessness up to this point, he shouts as if to obstruct my words. This is probably the feeling of anger. As if acting in concert with this, several tanks in the jellyfish booth break. I close my eyes out of shock at the sound, but manage not to raise my voice in response. I'm watching the director's wavering form as I say, "So you aren't a human after all." At almost the same time as I'm finishing saying this, everything is dyed in black, the jellyfish booth disappears in an instant, and it becomes like we have sunk into the lightless ocean. When I lay my eyes on that last scene, it is the truth that I see through. Marty erasing the directive was likely to stop the director. I sink further. As I feel something brush against my butt, darkness once again gives way to the world. It is the deep-sea fish booth I visited with Marty and Saya. Like it was before, the mist still hasn't faded from my vision. Why? Why am I not being sublimated? Letting out a cry, his form is clearer than before. I stand up and once again face him. I think there's no one who's okay with dying, no matter what happens. No one feels happy to die. Not Marty, not me, surely not Himeno or Sayo. Maybe not even Saginu Muraiko, or you. If someone could have accepted you in spite of your self-loathing, with that alone, you might have been saved. Don't speak as if you know. My objective is to become a concept. It isn't to escape. The tank pulses and all of the water changes to blood. Before the red light that flows out fills the whole room, I once again sink into the sea of darkness. He has probably already realized that he cannot escape. Not showing any surprise, Sakuragi Isao stands stock still. I drift toward the souvenir stand. It's a place that 5 years ago led to Marty and I being separated forever. People do good things and bad things. Isn't that natural? For me it is, right Marty? That's exactly why I asked Marty. Marty, enveloped in light, is there. The light is so intense it's incomparable to anything that came before. That's right. Even though you should have at least traded with me. I'm sorry about that time. Are you still mad? I'm not mad, since you said you were sorry. I'm also sorry. Looks like my time is up. I'm gonna disappear. Yeah, but since it's you, Marty, I'm sure you'll be happy no matter where you go. You too, big sister. That's because it's our wish. Time is terribly short. We finally reached this parting. One that took the passage of 5 years to last only half a day, and could never be enough. Still, I'm satisfied with it. Reality will not change. I know that no matter what I do today, I can never revive Marty. That's why, at the very least, I don't want to have regrets. Those feelings are granted in this moment. Marty, you okay? Yeah, I know. What? This body is... A blue light begins flowing out of Sakuragi Isao's body. I've transcended my individuality. Why am I disappearing as Sakuragi Isao? Marty has taken you with her. No matter what sins you are shouldering, since you're a human, the place you will go is the same. Stop this, I will live eternally as a concept. But this is proof that your soul has already accepted its humanity. I don't take my eyes off the disappearing director. Stop this, please, It takes no time at all for him to become particles and become one with the light. He crossed over, suffering as a human. Fear is born only in the hearts of humans. I have no idea whether or not he was saved. Taking a small breath, I turned to Marty, who was almost completely become light. Marty? There is no response, merely a nod. She is enveloped by a gentle light. Whether Marty is a human or a mere concept, I'm honestly not sure. Without a doubt, Marty was able to interfere in this world after all. But the last expression Marty showed me was a smile. At the very least, I was saved by her. That's why from now on I'll treat her wish like a treasure and continue to help it come true. No matter what, to me, she was human. That night I dreamt of a whale swimming into the heavens. Numerous fish were chasing its large tail fin. The swell creating whirlpools. The mixture of light and dark was like deja vu. Mayu? Mayu? It's a familiar voice calling my name that wakes me up. Yelling at a hospital patient. Do you have no common sense? There's another voice as well. Even in my sleep, I know right away the owners of the voices. But I'm worried about her. I finally woke up and was surprised to hear from the nurse that my friend was in the hospital too. So much so that I couldn't stand. You're so noisy. This isn't your area of expertise, so just be quiet and wait. When you put it that way, it isn't yours either, Sayu-chan. Whatever, chubby. Hey, that has nothing to do with this, and I'm not particularly chubby. You're somewhat like a cow, making you at least 10 kilos heavier than me. I'm not that heavy. There's a 10 kilo difference between me before Sayu eats and you after you've eaten. Hey, what's up with the meanness? And you speak in the third person quite often. Could you be prissy? I'm not prissy, don't push the boundaries of common sense. I think it's fine, you can be cute and yet still have these moments, huh, Sayu-chan? Don't make fun of me. Geez, don't be so loud around a hospital patient. Finally, my body has begun to awaken. The desire to stay like this, with my eyes closed, lingers. Himeno and Sayu continue their exchange, and I'm not sure when it was that they got to know each other, but regardless, they're like fire and oil. Speaking of which, the two of them mentioned a hospital patient. Does that mean in this case I'm the patient? I can hear you two from out there. This is a hospital, don't you think you could be a little quieter? Another voice mixes in with the other two, who are getting along as well as dogs and cats, and now I begin to find myself really confused. Looking through thin slits, a small girl standing next to Himeno and Sayu. She's probably shorter than I am, and is wearing a soft and frilly dress. She's fashionable and quite a different type from Himeno and Sayu. You did it! Sayu-chan did it! Okay, now. If you fight every day, you'll just annoy Mayumi-chan. She warns the both of them in a gentle tone. I close my eyes once more and think about what I should do. Well, it's already been a week since May was hospitalized. The doctor said her life was in danger, but I'm worried. I see, I've been hospitalized for a week already. It was the end of June when we visited Manten Aquarium, so it should now be the first week of July. There was something really, really big waiting for me in July. There's finals next week. Without realizing it, I pop up, pushing the white fabric. I once more realized that this is a hospital room. Even though I felt differently on the day I hung out with Himeno, I had intended to study. My results from the previous midterm exams weren't good, so I had planned to take about 2 weeks to study, but I awakened too quickly for my liking, and surely in a different way than I expected. Himeno, blinking her eyes rapidly, stares at me. From a surprised look to a smile, then to a tearful one, in such a short span of time, all of Himeno's feelings come across to me. Himeno. Mayu? Before I realize it, drops begin to fall from my eyes as well. For me, it's the equivalent to a reunion after several hours. So why do I feel so nostalgic? Mayu! Unable to bear it any longer, Himeno leaps at me, feeling the softness of her and her warmth. I am sure that this is really my best friend. I'm here too. Sayu-chan, did you want in on the warm and fuzzies as well? Don't make this weird. For a while, Himeno doesn't leave my side. It doesn't bother me at all, so I hug her back, and we remain on top of the bed, like that, until the doctor comes. After that, a lot of difficult things happened. First, somehow on that day, at midnight on the dot, it seems I'd collapsed at the entrance to Manten Aquarium. The security officer who had found me called an ambulance, and I was hospitalized, bringing us to the present. Sayu was immediately hospitalized, and Himeno, who had been with her, fell into a slight panic, learning that I had also been brought in. The soft and frilly girl, her name was Minato Miku. She's Sayu's classmate and was apparently one of the victims of Manten Aquarium, so she'd been hospitalized in the same hospital up until now. On that day, her mental state was restored. From this to that, it seems a lot has happened, but those are all other stories. Like the fact that somehow I avoided any sort of interrogation from my parents, or that despite the doctor trying to get me to rest, I've been studying really hard since I woke up, or that once again a gravestone has been made for Mari. All of those are other stories. I have no time to think about how I'm going to live my life from now on. Surely my busy days will continue, but ever since that date, something surrounding me has definitely changed. That's why, just a little, I live my life facing things head on. Now that felt like a true ending. I think we did it. I think that was the good one. I think that was the one we were after. I have no doubt there's going to be a post-credit scene as well. I have no idea. But, there have been other post-credit scenes in all the other endings. I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to wrap this one up here. But if there's a post-credit scene, I'll be back for it. But otherwise, enjoy the credits. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. I knew it. The first day of summer break, I'm leaning against a pillar in Manten Station. Of course, the reason is because I'm waiting for someone. Having come before the appointed meetup time, I'm spacing out, standing against the third pillar from the left. Doing this makes me remember that day, the day I visited Manten Aquarium, the day of farewell, where I faced destiny. It makes sense, but beginnings are always so normal. There are 5 minutes until our meeting time. At that time, Himeno came early, but I wonder how today will go. Come to think of it, this is our first time going out since then. Just as I lose awareness of my surroundings, my memories are brought back as if in reaction to my situation. The world of fear and horror, the red Manten Aquarium. We're talking about a world that is long gone, but right now, I'm being clearly reminded of it. That's right, Yeah. In an instant, my vision has dyed pitch black. Even though my eyes are open, I can't see a thing. Something cold to the touch is touching my face. It's becoming hard to breathe. However, I don't feel afraid, rather I feel irritated. Himeno. Yeah, that's the second time. Himeno pulls away the hands that covered my eyes and mouth and suddenly swings around in front of me, holding up 2 fingers and laughing. I respond by puffing up my cheeks at Himeno, who seemed to be enjoying this from the bottom of her heart. She's right on time, so I guess her prank is her way of making things even. She's just so mean, you scared me. How do I put it? That's a staple of my routine. You know, this isn't good for my heart. Today Himeno is wearing a pink one-piece dress and an emerald green cardigan. It's the first time I've seen her in these clothes, so it may be that she got them especially for this day. Along with similar lines, I actually had brand new clothes on today. They're very summery, and the colour matches well with my beloved boot sandals, so they're perfect for going out. Himeno, of course, seems to have noticed, and we talked for some time. During our conversation, my eyes drift to the big Boston bag Himeno is once again carrying. Himeno, why do you still have that bag? Himeno puffs up her chest with pride and begins fishing around inside of it. You see? Ah, jeez, it's fine. Could it be that you want to include that in your routine too? Oh, have I been found out? Jeez, Himeno. Speaking of which, earlier you said something about being faster than me. What was that about? You want to know, Magi-chan? When you say it like that, it piques my curiosity. But I can't tell you yet. You're not ready, mate. Geez, don't get mad at me. Next week, I promise I'll tell you. Why is that? I want to know today. Next week, then it'll have been a whole month since she's been stalling. Now she says I have to wait another week? What's the point in putting it off for so long? Having thought that far, I place my hand in my mouth with a... When I have a hunch, my face immediately becomes hot. From Himeno's point of view, I'm sure there's mistaking the redness in my face. Next week, that's my birthday. I start to say, then close my mouth. Himeno looks at me somewhat bashfully. She's really not good with surprises and the like. Rather than being annoying, I find this to be so like Himeno and charming. When our eyes meet once again, we both become strangely embarrassed. Well, what a pleasant mood, Sayu-chan. Should we get them to let us join in? Huh? I don't get it at all. You're not very earnest. Sayu, Miku-san. The timing is matched with the arrival of a train, almost in sync with the flow of people. The two of them arrive, our meeting time on the dot. Hello. You can leave out the honorifics. We're all Sayu's friends and all, and I'm calling you Mayumi-chan after all. When I greet her, Miku always returns my greetings in a relaxed tone. Miku-chan, long time no see. Himeno-chan, it's almost been a month. You two are getting along well. Sayu, you too. That brisk way of clicking her tongue at what I said hasn't changed. It's been more than a month leading up to today, the first day of summer break, so it's not likely for her to change that much. The four of us together is also rare, if I do say so myself. From the incident at the Red Manten Aquarium onwards, before we realised that we'd become friends. In place of Sayu, who doesn't care for emails or phone calls, Miku has served as the go-between, leading to the creation of the plan for us all to hang out today. I quickly became friends with the self-paced, sociable Miku. It felt as it was somewhat wondrous that I could become friends so easily with anyone. But even in class, I feel more people are talking with me. Okay, let's go. Yeah. I haven't heard anything about what we're doing today though. Didn't I tell you we're doing karaoke? What, karaoke? I'll pass, I don't care for it. Are you bad at singing? As if she were waiting for it, Himeno was broadly grinning. When she talks to Sayu, Himeno is lively in a different way than she is in class. According to Miku, in the beginning Sayu had the upper hand, but after several days, there were signs this was being reversed. I'm not bad. Are you embarrassed? That's enough. It's fine if we go. I'll say this though, I don't know how this will turn out. What does that mean? It's not like I come to karaoke frequently, but I know enough to know that it's not a place where something could happen. As something said behind someone's back, Miku is grinning for some reason. With Himeno at the helm, we finish checking in. We order each of our drinks and snacks for us to share. Sayu and I sit toward the middle, with Himeno at my side and Miku next to Sayu. Just as we finally settle down, it's Sayu who was first to move, nimbly operating the touchpad remote. She leads the charge with the first song. Standing up, she uses the loading time to face the microphone and chat. I'm merely entering songs I like. Please add them as you see fit. Once Sayu finishes saying this, intense drumming reverberates from the speakers. A rock number in the genre I know nothing about is unfurling from the speakers. Maybe it's the same for Himeno. Sayu begins to sing the first line, just a little bit late. I have a feeling I know why Miku didn't tell her until the day that we were going to karaoke. As the ringleader of the cajoling, Himeno looks like she wants to say something. I'll sing too. Taking a microphone from the table, Miku pops up, unexpectedly considering her appearance. Miku apparently likes hard rock as well. Sayu seems a little dissatisfied, but when the song starts, the both of them seem to be enjoying it. Compared to Sayu, Miku's a good singer. She accurately sings even the most intense songs. I thought Himeno was a good singer, but this is even better. Hey, Mayu, I don't know how to get into this. Just as the second melody ends, Himeno whispers in my ear. Even so, her voice is loud enough not to be drowned out by the microphone. I don't know either. I don't listen to this kind of music either. Right, though it's not surprising that Sayu-chan and Miku like this type of song. Himeno and I have similar tastes in music. Both of us like pop music. If we sing them in front of Sayu and Miku, they might get mad. But when neither of us chooses a song, Sayu puts on another one. The band is different, but the song is the same. Anyway, should we throw up our hands? Agreed, let's thrust out our fists. Somehow we try to elevate the mood in the room, and it goes better than I expected. Glancing at us, Miku starts to snicker. You two want to sing? Sayu is getting pretty pumped up. It seems wrong to interrupt. Sayu immediately makes a displeased face and tosses the microphone. If you want to sing, then just say so. But I don't know this song. It's fine, just sing. But even as I push the mic back toward her, Saya won't take it. Maybe she didn't think that I wouldn't know this song. Well then, Himeno-chan, you'll sing too? Nah, I don't know it either. In the end, the three of us just end up in a similar shape. In a shape similar to a game of Oshikura Manju. Miku doesn't seem like she's completely enjoying it though. Despite the jumble and disorder, I really enjoy it. Then what do you guys know? Well, there was that theme to the recent detective drama. I like that song. I don't listen to those kinds of songs. I know it. Well then the three of us can sing it. Saya sticks out her lip like she's pouting. After that, it wasn't really karaoke in the traditional sense. I found watching Himeno and Saya's squabbles to be particularly charming. During that time, Miku and I chat while drinking our beverages. Since this is still during free time, we can stay as long as we want. The fun times will continue on and on. For example, even when today's done, my time's not up. From here on, there'll be many more good and bad times. I'll probably have many more arguments with everyone. I'll probably have many times where I hate myself. Even so, in the end I want to laugh and take it all in. Because I think that first step is a happy one. Mayu, why are you spacing out? I can understand why with this song playing. There aren't enough mics, but let's all sing together anyway. Right. When I stand up, a single drop trickles out and falls. I was just reminiscing a bit on all that's happened. Just one last drop and then I can no longer hear the sounds of them. I try to sing with all my heart and somehow it feels really good.